Have you ever said too much on a first date to a friend or a teacher? Have you ever posted something on Facebook or Twitter only to go back later and delete it? When self-disclosure works out well, it can have positive effects for interpersonal relationships. But when it doesn't work out, it can lead to embarrassment, lower self-esteem, and can even end a relationship. I will define what self-disclosure is, the effects of self-disclosure on relationships, and self-disclosure on social media. First, I will define what social disclosure is. Self-disclosure refers to revealing information about oneself to others that they are unlikely to find out on their own. Self-disclosure is important in the context of how it affects relationships and is one of the most important factors affecting the quality of close relationships. There are a variety of factors that affect the amount of self-disclosure in a relationship. Gender differences are one such factor. For example, gender differences in communication styles play a large role in the nature of self-disclosure. Women tend to engage in self-disclosure more than men and thus have more intimate relationships. This is due to the fact that women have a greater tendency than men to verbalize their emotions. It is also important to consider that self-disclosure is a dyadic communication phenomenon affecting both the person disclosing and the person being disclosed to. As such, self-disclosure is a reciprocal phenomenon. Self-disclosure compromises everything an individual chooses to share with another person about himself or herself. It can include thoughts, feelings, aspirations, goals, failures, successes, fears, dreams, as well as one's likes, dislikes, and favorites. Self-disclosure can be face-to-face, on the phone, on social media like Twitter or Facebook, email or a letter, note, or text. Face-to-face disclosure may feel more genuine or intimate given the shared physical presence and ability to receive verbal and nonverbal communication. There is also opportunity for immediate verbal and nonverbal feedback, such as asking follow-up questions or demonstrating support or encouragement through a hug. What could be considered a downfall to face-to-face encounters is that you could have to deal with the uncertainty of the reaction you'll get. If the person reacts negatively, you may feel uncomfortable or even fearful. If you choose something other than face-to-face, you may seem less genuine or personal, but you have more control over the situation in that you can take time to carefully choose your words, and you do not have to face an immediate reaction from the other person. This can be beneficial if you fear a negative reaction from your disclosure. Another disadvantage to a non-face-to-face encounter is the loss of nonverbal communication that can add much context to a conversation. Next, I will discuss the effects of disclosure on relationships. Now remember, self-disclosure is the revealing of information about ourselves to others that they are unlikely to find out on their own. Two key components for intimacy are disclosure and partner responsiveness. It is extremely important that when a speaker discloses personal information, that their partner also disclose something personally relevant. It is also essential that the listener understands, validates, and cares about what the speaker is disclosing. If the speaker does not feel accepted by the listener, then they may not disclose something to them in the future, which stops the development of intimacy. Emotional disclosures are also shown to foster intimacy more than factual disclosures. Factual disclosures reveal facts and information about the self, while emotional disclosures reveal a person's feelings, thoughts, and judgments. Emotional disclosures can increase intimacy because they allow the listener to confirm and support the discloser's view. The transition from sharing impersonal to personal facts is crucial to the building of an intimate relationship. One must feel accepted in order to feel comfortable enough to self-disclose. Without acceptance, one will withdraw and fail to reveal personal facts within the relationship. We are most comfortable sharing with those whom we like and feel like us. This is why we reveal ourselves most and discuss the widest range of topics with our spouses and loved ones. Next, I will discuss self-disclosure on social media. Social network sites like Facebook are defined as web-based applications allowing three functions. 1. Users construct a public or semi-public profile. 2. Present a list of other users to whom an individual is connected. And 3. Follow the list and the lists of others within the system. The rise of social network sites indicate a shift in the organization of online communities. The main purpose of social networks is to make new friendships or to maintain those that already exist. Online social networks provide users the opportunity to communicate things they might never say in person. According to Pavika Sheldon in her dissertation, Similarities and Differences in Self-Disclosure and Friendship Development Between Face-to-Face Communication and Facebook, researchers have found that computer-mediated communication users have higher proportions of self-disclosures than those in face-to-face interactions. According to the researchers, the reduced nonverbal cues of social network sites enable people to feel less inhibited and thus disclose their inner feelings earlier in the relationship. People can disclose personal information and develop relationships through social network sites just as they can in face-to-face situations. While some studies suggested that anonymity and isolation make it easier for individuals to form strong ties, others report that the quality of online interactions are lower than that of face-to-face interactions. A 3-year study ending in 2012 showed that the more people disclosed about themselves on social media, the more privacy they said they deserved or desired. The lead author of the study, Sabine Trepti, a professor of media psychology at the University of Hohenheim in Stuttgart, said the paradox indicated participants' dissatisfaction with what they got in return for giving away so much about themselves. What they don't get is the kind of emotional and instrumental support that leads to well-being, like a shoulder to cry on or someone who will sit by your bedside at the hospital. Yet they continue to participate because they are afraid of being left out or judged by others. So the cycle of disclosure, followed by feelings of vulnerability and general dissatisfaction, continue. Therefore, we can conclude that self-disclosure on social media is something that can be beneficial or damaging depending on what you share with whom. In summary, I have covered the definition of what self-disclosure is, the effects of self-disclosure on relationships, and self-disclosure on social media. Now, having a better understanding of self-disclosure, you can make a better informed decision on how much and what to share in your relationships in your life.